She's clinging on by her leopard print fingernails, but can Angela Rayner survive yet more revelations about her alleged tax avoidance?
And does she deserve more sympathy than most because she's working class?
And we're supposed to ignore all of this because she has an accent. I always love it when David Starkey begins his speeches by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am free to say whatever I like about the Prime Minister because I am the son of a tool maker."
Yes, indeed.
His point being that this weaponization of identity, like it's a shield, you can just pull it out whenever there's an attack. Well, you people are just being nasty to this lady because she's working class and she's got an accent. That doesn't get you off the hook.
No.
But lots of people who are working class and who've got accents
Yes.
don't make those kind of mistakes and those sorts of life choices.
Angela Rayner, day 2.
And I'm amazed she's made it to day 2.
She's still in post. Now, it's not for want of trying by the Chancellor Rachel Reeves. I'm not sure Reeves and Rayner are friends in the cabinet.
No, they're probably not. So Rachel Reeves has said that it is, quote, on all of us to understand the tax rules. Then again, she would say that, because she is Chancellor of the Exchequer,
Yes.
and that is also HMRC's official line.
Yes.
One of the strange things about the Angela Rayner defence, it's all about my child, it's about my divorce, it's about my complex living arrangements. I'm not aware of the HMRC normally saying, well, whether or not you pay this amount of tax depends on your personal circumstance.
No, and we should be mindful of, albeit strongly denied rumours that the time when Rachel Reeves cried in the Commons may or may not have followed a row with the Deputy Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
So there's tension there. We've had Starmer come out basically continuing to defend his deputy. Now, why does he have to do that? As our colleague Gordon Rayner has written, it's on the Telegraph website. Well, he needs her, like Blair needed Prescott. He needs her as his old Labour left-wing buffer.
Yeah.
And also, she's in a strong position, isn't she? Because if he tries to remove her, perhaps she could be removed as Housing Secretary, because that is a PM appointment. If he moves to remove her as Deputy Prime Minister...
Which I think he would have to do, because if you're bad enough to lose your ministerial job, why would you stay on as Deputy Leader of the party?
But that's elected by the members.
Yes.
She could turn around and say, all right, well, let's ask the members whether they want to get rid of me as your right-hand woman. And actually, who knows what might happen at conference or beyond. Maybe the members might turn around and be sympathetic, show the sort of sympathy that Peter Kyle showed last night. Can we discuss the Science and Technology Secretary's defence of his colleague?
I'm going to read his quote, because I just think it's so interesting. And bearing in mind, Peter Kyle is the MP for Hove. So one could almost say she's his constituent.
Indeed.
Mr. Kyle told LBC, quote, "I see Angela being treated very differently to lots of other people. Whatever walk of life you're in, public life or not, you should be free to live and spend your spare time wherever you please. Just because it is Angela with her accent and her background, people are treating her in a way they wouldn't if a Tory MP who was born into wealth or had a second home, which many of them do already. Yes, of course, we all turn a blind eye to Tory scandal."
Especially Angela Rayner.
Angela has never pointed out someone else trying to avoid tax. Angela would never bring it up because she respects other people's right to live wherever they like.
It's amazing that even when they're drowning in their own hypocrisy, Labour still believe they're the goodies. So privately educated, right-leaning, God forbid, Tory, you're a scumbag, probably not just a tax avoider but an evader.
This is what you said to Miriam Cates.
And you deserve, frankly, to have no respect whatsoever. But no, good old Angie, the politician of the people, she left school with no qualifications.
Yes.
She should be cut more slack. No, I'm sorry, she should be cut less slack because she's saying she's one of us.
It's the hypocrisy that I think is so wound me up. I would like to give Angela Rayner a second chance. I honestly would. I saw the interview like lots of other people did. I didn't know her private circumstances because it was under an injunction which she asked to be lifted. All credit to her for that. It's a difficult situation. People make choices and decisions in their private life I would respect, and I'd normally be inclined to say, have a second chance. But the two things that irritate me are, one, the hypocrisy, that she has built a career out of attacking the Tories. That's what a deputy leader is. They're the attack dog. And she's gone after so many people, some people who I know, whose lives have been made very difficult by those sorts of challenges and accusations. The other thing that annoys me about what Peter Kyle is saying is this idea that she is the definition of working class, or she's the most working class member of the cabinet, or just all eyes are on her because she is the embodiment of the British working class. No, Parliament's full of working class people who haven't done what she's done or behaved the way she does. I resent it when Labour tries to turn her into the queen of the working class. Melvyn Bragg is working class, right?
Yeah.
You can be working class and articulate
Yes.
and have qualifications and do your job well and not avoid taxes.
There are another couple of contradictions at the heart of this story as well that we noticed before we came on air. First of all, you have a video of Angela Rayner in 2020, so sort of in the aftermath of clapping for carers and COVID, praising the NHS for saving her premature son, who was born at 23 weeks. Now, he was then born with disabilities, but we subsequently found out that actually she sued the NHS for wrongdoing.
Again, right to do. I'm
She
totally
can do,
with her.
She can do that.
Angela
but
is a good Tory.
she can do that. But she doesn't mention that in her praise for the NHS video. In fact, she
No.
takes the NHS to court. Okay, she can do that, but there's a contradiction there.
Yes. And we're supposed to ignore all of this because she has an accent. I always love it when David Starkey begins his speeches by saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am free to say whatever I like about the Prime Minister because I am the son of a toolmaker."
Yes, indeed.
His point being that this weaponization of identity, like it's a shield, you can just pull it out whenever there's an attack. Well, you people are just being nasty to this lady because she's working class and she's got an accent. That doesn't get you off the hook.
No.
But lots of people who are working class and have got accents
Yes.
don't make those kind of mistakes and those sorts of life choices.
The only reason why I mentioned that Telegraph follow-up, and let's be honest, it was this newspaper that broke the news of her being able to avoid the 40 grand stamp duty in the first place, is that this is running and running now. What was the rule in politics, you know, if a story's still a story on day 5, it's a resignation event, you
Yes.
know. And this is going to get worse because the Sunday papers will be digging into all of this as well as we speak. So there are going to be more revelations at the weekend. Is the Reform Conference in danger of being overshadowed tomorrow, as
Yes.
Nigel Farage was when he was making his freedom of speech pitch in America? Yes, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose if she was going to be quite vindictive and calculating, she could resign tomorrow and wipe out the conference in Birmingham completely.
Yeah. Then again, if she also hangs on, the question they must be considering is, do we want her overshadowing the Labour conference in about 3 weeks' time?
Yes.
Because it will be all about her appearance, what she's doing. Even if they sack her, by the way, she's still presumably going to go. And she'll be given a hero's welcome. So
Sure.
it's going to be embarrassing either way.
Yeah, it might be like Boris Johnson turning up at the Tories that year
Yeah.
and completely overshadowing Theresa May with queues around the block for his speech.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest. If we go to conference, she's been sacked or resigns and she's there, you and I are going straight to that speech. And it is unfortunate that she has now had graffiti sprayed on the front of that seaside property.
Oh, it's hideous. It's horrible.
Which reads tax evader.
Yes. I feel for her on that point. There's no excuse for that.
The reader's reaction is interesting. Yvonne Kennedy. Ignorance is not an excuse when dealing with HMRC, who are very clear that you and you alone are responsible for your tax affairs. Don't we know it? This is the rule every taxpayer in the country has to abide by, let alone the Minister for Housing. Rayner shouldn't have a leg to stand on if judgment is made on the same basis as everyone else.
Russell Mowbray says, it's nothing to do with working class accents or that she's a woman. Thank you, Russell. She blatantly tried to avoid paying tax and has fallen foul of the rules by trying to do so. Tell all those prosecuted for inadvertently investing in illegal tax avoidance schemes, or those who fall foul of the convoluted rules regarding benefits, that she, Rayner, should be treated differently. In her position, she should have known all the rules, and in trying to play the system, she created this scenario all by herself. Sacking is the least she deserves.
But Jacqueline Wellman is a little more sympathetic. I'm no Labour supporter, she confesses, quite the reverse, but I feel for Ms Rayner. She's worked hard to get where she has, and I'm positive she's not deceived on purpose, but been advised wrongly. It's a shame if they sack her.